This is a safety training for AA members, secretaries, and groups to help us in unity, service, and recovery. The General Service Office has made guidelines available in an optional card called the AA Safety Card. It is a service piece for in-person and online groups that wish to use it. This is a training for members and groups on how to use the safety card. We've included our experience, strength, and hope with safety in Alcoholics Anonymous as well, so that we can all work together in our primary purpose. Please feel free to utilize, share, or choose sections of these resources to adapt to your group's needs. Safety in Alcoholics Anonymous is rooted in the steps and traditions. Tradition 5 states, each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. This means that any person seeking help with a drinking problem is welcome at an AA group. No AA entity determines an individual's membership in Alcoholics Anonymous. Many times, group members look to the secretary of a meeting to address safety issues. Some safety issues might look like crosstalk or speaking out of turn. In these situations, a gentle reminder from the secretary like this, "We ask all group members please listen while others are sharing," can give simple guidance to help remind group members of safe behaviors. Of course, there are many mindful and respectful ways to help guide your group. One group may simply say, "Please no crosstalk," while another may say, "Out of respect for the speaker, we ask all members refrain from crosstalk." You may add the safety card to your meeting format. This is a helpful preventative measure that groups can take to regularly remind group members a meeting is a safe space for all attendees. Even with group awareness of the safety card, significant disruptions may still arise. What should group members and secretaries do if there is an individual that endangers members in a meeting, or if there is an individual that disrupts the group's efforts to carry the AA message? These are the more challenging disturbances that may occur at meetings. To navigate them, remember that Tradition 1 states, "Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity." The safety card highlights the importance of group unity and that groups strive to create a safe meeting environment in which alcoholics can focus on achieving sobriety. Groups strive to safeguard the anonymity of AA members and attendees. However, we keep in mind that anonymity in AA is not a cloak for unsafe and illegal behavior. Addressing such behavior and/or contacting the proper authorities when appropriate does not go against any AA traditions and is meant to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Considering Tradition 1, and that anonymity in AA is not a free pass for bad behavior, we are in the right to protect ourselves and our groups. Here are 3 suggestions for what you and your group members can do when faced with these challenging situations. Number 1. Remove yourself from the situation. Our first best defense against danger is removing ourselves from the situation. If you feel a meeting has become unsafe, it's suggested to get to a safe place as soon as possible. This may mean leaving the meeting. In some cases, a meeting may end early with all members departing if a situation has become unresolvable that day. We've found it's best to return home and rest and hope to find a resolution another time, rather than to continue to exert our will in a problematic situation. Since most times there won't be security at AA gatherings, this is our fastest and most effective route to safety. Once in a safe place, take rest and call your sponsor or trusted friend to share or find another meeting. As a secretary, you can make this suggestion to group members that sometimes it's best to remove ourselves from these uncomfortable situations. Number 2. Sometimes, taking action such as contacting the authorities is appropriate. Upon exiting the meeting, you may choose to contact authorities to report a disturbance of the peace. This is the most likely descriptor for disturbances that happen in AA, although there may be others. Disturbing the peace in California law is defined as follows: fighting in a public place, causing loud, unreasonable noise, or using offensive words that are likely to incite violence. Whether you are the secretary of a meeting or a member of the group, remember that AA is not a cloak for unsafe and illegal behavior. Addressing such behavior and/or contacting the proper authorities when appropriate does not go against any AA traditions. This is an action we can take to ensure the safety of all in attendance. You can simply make the call to 911 and report the disturbance like this: "Hello, I'd like to report a disturbance of the peace." Then, describe the situation. Again, it's suggested to first remove yourself from the unsafe situation, get to a safe place, and then make the call. Number 3. Report and support. Other safety issues may occur outside of meetings or even digitally. These disturbances can be personal in nature. They could be an inappropriate comment, phone call or text message, stalking, or unwanted attention. If you or someone you know is endangered, threatened, or in any way feeling unsafe, it is suggested to make a report to authorities of what has happened. If we remain silent, the individual doing harm may continue to harm others. Although these situations can be difficult to talk about, reporting these challenging situations can help prevent continued harm in our fellowship. When we support each other through challenging situations, we grow in unity, service, and recovery. Important note: while AA members and groups can be caring and supportive to those affected, we are not professionals trained to handle such situations. Law enforcement or other professional help may be necessary. Members should contact the authorities if they feel that their safety is at risk. Remember, we practice the principles in all our affairs. Love and tolerance is our code. We ought to look to our side of the street first and do what is right for our safety and the safety of others. Sometimes, we might ask a disruptive member or a member that is having a hard time in a meeting if they'd like help or to take a break with us and step outside to help them. We listen and try to be helpful. This may help resolve some situations. As our traditions and principles guide us, the difference between a demand and a simple request is plain to anyone. From the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 76. Our experience has been that asking a member to leave a meeting can create problems or escalate a situation. While there may be situations when this is appropriate, it's best to stick to our side of the street and remove ourselves if a situation is unsafe or unresolvable that day. Emergencies. Injuries, accidents, fires, and other emergencies sometimes do occur during meetings. To accommodate such situations, groups have developed plans and procedures, often in consultation with landlords, local authorities, and/or professionals. Members should not hesitate to call emergency personnel in critical situations. For example, if an individual is threatening self-harm. Addressing an emergency is more important than continuing the meeting. Virtual meetings. To help keep meetings free from cyberbullying or harassment, some virtual groups have created specific service positions. Virtual AA groups that have experienced harassment from internet trolls have adjusted the group's security settings, created safety procedures, and/or sought professional technical support. Some local
Reuniones
intergroups,
virtuales. Para
central
ayudar a
offices,
mantener las
districts,
reuniones libres de
areas, and
ciberacoso o
forums have
acoso,
developed tech
algunos grupos
support and
virtuales han
safety
creado
service
puestos de
material to
servicio
share with members.
específicos. Grupos de alcohólicos
AA's
anónimos
steps,
virtuales que han
traditions,
sufrido
and
acoso por
concepts
parte de
encourage
trolls de
participation,
Internet ajustaron la
inclusion, and
configuración de
unity.
seguridad del
These
grupo,
spiritual
crearon
principles serve
procedimientos
as
de
the
seguridad
ideals
y
AA
buscaron
groups
soporte
and
técnico
members
profesional.
strive for.
Algunas
In the
oficinas
Step 5
centrales,
essay in the
intergrupos
12 and
locales,
12,
distritos,
AA's
áreas y foros
co-founder
han
Bill W.
desarrollado
wrote,
soporte técnico y
"Nearly
material
all
de
of us
servicios de
suffered the
seguridad
feeling
para
that we didn't
compartir
quite
con los
belong.
miembros.
When we reached AA, and for the first time in our lives stood among people who seemed to understand, the sense of belonging was tremendously exciting." As part of a Grapevine article on Tradition 3, Bill W. shared, "Let us of AA therefore resolve that we shall always be inclusive and never exclusive, offering all we have to all. May all barriers be thus leveled. May our unity thus be preserved." The Concept 4 essay in the AA Service Manual states, "There is another good reason for participation, and this one has to do with our spiritual needs. All of us deeply desire to belong. We want an AA relation of brotherly partnership. It is our shining ideal that the spiritual corporation of AA should never include any members who are regarded as second class." These may be the ideals, but they are not always everyone's experience. Some AA members have shared they felt unwelcome in AA meetings based on their race, ethnicity, religious belief or non-belief, native language, age, or varying abilities. Some members have shared that being questioned about their gender identity has made them feel unaccepted. Others have shared they have not been invited to fully participate in the group or fully participate in AA. Our traditions suggest that no one should have to tolerate racial, sexual orientation, gender, age, or other discrimination when they seek help from AA. What is the connection to safety? These experiences impact members feeling safe and wanting to stay in AA. Here is some experience that AA groups have shared on how they practice these principles to support a safe meeting space. Groups have used the inventory process to address barriers to full participation, asking questions such as, are we striving to provide a safe and accessible meeting space? Could we be providing language interpretation, including ASL, to be more accessible to all alcoholics? Are we striving to attract a good cross-section of alcoholics in our local community? Are all members given the opportunity to speak at meetings and to participate in other group activities? Alcoholism is a disease that is no respecter of age, varying abilities, creed, race, gender, wealth, occupation, or education. Our experience seems to show that anyone can be an alcoholic. And, beyond question, anyone who wants to stop drinking is welcome in Alcoholics Anonymous. We resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code. In the Big Book, the chapter Working with Others lists some possibilities that may occur when an AA member adopts the attitude that helping others is the foundation stone of your recovery. Helping a drunk may mean innumerable trips to police courts, sanitariums, hospitals, jails, and asylums. Another time you may have to send for the police or an ambulance. Occasionally, you will have to meet such conditions. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 97. How a group handles disruptive and/or threatening members can cause conflict and controversy. So many group members rely upon the shared experience of others who have successfully dealt with a similar situation. Often, groups or group members contact the General Service Office regarding disruptive members at AA meetings. GSO, in addition to upholding actions of our conference and board, also functions as a repository for the shared experience of AA groups. Some groups have shared suggestions on how to handle disruptive behavior. One group recommends that a member first approach the individual informally and one-on-one in order to discuss the problem and look for solutions. This group reminds one another to let the 12 steps and 12 traditions guide all communication, striving always to place principles before personalities and to treat all with kindliness, patience, compassion, tolerance, and love. In another example, one group shared how they dealt with disruptive and/or threatening members who did not respond to polite requests or one-on-one approaches. The group set up a group conscience or business meeting and, prior to all discussion, agreed to the following format. 1. Each member can speak only twice on each topic. 2. Each member can share for only 2 minutes at a time. The group also found it helpful to define a disruptive or threatening member as anyone who interrupts the good orderly direction of the meeting so that the message of Alcoholics Anonymous cannot be carried. A disruptive and/or threatening member was also defined as one whose actions intimidate or frighten newcomers so that they cannot hear the message. Under these circumstances, the disruptive AA member is asked to attend the group conscience or business meeting. Whether or not they attend, the group discusses the problem. If present, the procedure is explained to the disruptive member. The disruptive member may be asked to stop attending the meeting for a specific period of time. In this example, the member is not being thrown out of AA, just asked not to attend the meeting. The first tradition assures us that no member can compel another to do anything. Nobody can be punished or expelled. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 129. It is always hoped that the individual member will see the difficulty as an opportunity for personal growth and will attend other meetings in the area in order to maintain their sobriety. Usually, this sort of action is taken as a last resort after an individual has been asked to change their behavior. Bill W., who always emphasized the loving, helpful, and tolerant attitude AA members should show each other, wrote in a letter in 1969, "This amount of charity does not mean that we cannot exclude those who disturb meetings or seriously interfere with the functioning of the group. Such people can be asked to quiet down or go elsewhere, or to come back when they are better able to participate." Let's keep in mind the writings of our co-founder, our steps and traditions for helping create safe and welcoming meeting places for all members. We ought to remember and study the concepts of general service in Alcoholics Anonymous and learn from all of our fellow group's experience. We hope that you will be an advocate for safety in your group. For further information on safety, please find the literature, pamphlets, and resources on aa.org. You can also find the contact information for the AA General Service Office there. This training is meant to be suggestive only. We realize we know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask God in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the alcoholic who is still sick. The answers will come if your own house is in order.